Okay. Hopefully everybody's Friday is going well. I just need to do a couple more things and then we'll get started. Alrighty. Alrighty. Think we are good to go for now. I hope everybody's Friday is going well. Just have some hot chocolate since it's a little bit colder today than I was expecting. Okay, let's go ahead and pop this over. So I am going to go ahead and get some things up and running. Mainly, I forgot that I need to change and have the display capture up and running. I do know that the Game Awards was yesterday. I haven't watched anything from the Game Awards yet, so I don't know if there's really anything in there. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. I'm not 100% certain. Game Awards 2024. Let's see here. It was yesterday from 7:30 p.m. to 11. I was unavailable at that time. So a lot of stuff happened. I think, let's see here. That's the 4 hours and, well, there's the whole 8-hour video, I think. Is that the full 8-hour video? Well, there's the, this must have been Game Awards, like, pausing it and making comments on it or stuff like that. I don't think we're going to sit here and watch the full 4-hour video. That's just not going to happen. But I just wanted to go ahead and mention that. So we'll go ahead and put that back over there. Okay, let me get Godot up and running, because that's what you guys are here for. Not remind me later. Wish you had told me that before I went live. Let's get A Sprite up and running. We'll get that up and running, and we'll get Godot up and running. Godot. Okay. Well, actually, we'll just minimize A Sprite. Minimize. Alrighty. We are going to go ahead and make a new project today. We're going to make a new project. There's no reason to use this test project anymore. We're going to make a new project. We are going to make a tick. I'm going to try Minesweeper. I want to see if I can't make a Minesweeper-like project where, not use mines, but probably doing something that's more mouse-based is actually a good thing. I just don't know how. I believe we can make Minesweeper in just normal Windows. So, in the control panel. I think we're only going to make a 10 by 10. So we're going to get a 2D space because all this is 2D. We need a normal node. And then we need to add some child nodes. I think we can just do this with area 2D nodes. We could also probably do this with tile maps. Tile maps might actually make this a little bit easier. Not 100% certain. I'm not gonna lie. It requires a little bit of randomness. It also requires a little bit of each cell seeing every other cell. There are technically only what, 3 different types of there's a middle cell, there's a corner cell, there's 4 corner cells, a bunch of inner cells, and then the left, up, right, and down cells, which is the only thing that we're kind of wondering what we could do there. Although we might start with tic-tac-toe. Tic-tac-toe might be a little bit easier to kind of program. My skill set. Honestly, we don't really need a whole lot here. Might be able to just do this with normal nodes. Could just do area 2D nodes, which are just collision objects, but we don't really need collision objects. I need objects that interact when you click on them. Which we could technically do with like dialogue or pop-up boxes, but I don't know if that's really going to be beneficial here. There's navigation boxes. We could do touchscreen buttons. There's a canvas layer, which is normal. Control. We got containers. We got buttons. We got basic buttons. We could use buttons. Text and an icon. Checkbox. Check button. Menu option. I mean, we could just use a normal button. Although, I don't know how we would... For all GUI controls, adapts into position and size based on its parent control. So honestly, we probably could just use control nodes for this. Simple buttons. Texture-based button. Supports press, hover, disabled, and focused states. This might just be a simple we use buttons and call it a day. There's tab bars. Panels, menu bars, item lists. Okay, so if we create a button. Here's the button. Here is a button. What type of signals does this button have? Button down, button up, pressed. So we just need a I guess we could just use the pressed function. And when the button is toggled or pressed, this is a button down if action mode. Is action mode on button pressed and button up otherwise. You know the button's press state and toggle mode is active. Use toggled instead. Well, we just need it to be pressed. Let's get the basic functionality of a pressed button. Okay, so we need to attach a script. This is just going to be our generic button. Extends button. Yeah, it extends this button specifically. I need connect. So on pressed does something. So we need it to, when pressed, do one of three things. 4 things. Well, 3 things. On a press, it needs to... It also needs to know, so we might need a secondary object that's underneath the button that denotes what is underneath it. Because if it's a not, we'll only need 9 frames, 10 frames. We could use frames again. I think using frames might actually be an easier thing to do because we can set up a whole frame array and then set the frame to be the specific frame underneath it. So there's only 2 frames that we worry about on this on press. One is that we toggle it to where it shows us the frame that it's supposed to be. Maybe I should get, can I do like a to-do list? Do a new text file. Let's do a to-do list. To-do list. Save. 1. Get buttons working. Well, actually, figure out logic of Minesweeper. Let's go ahead and play a game of Minesweeper real quick. Oh, do I have Minesweeper? Apparently I don't have Minesweeper on this computer. Apparently I forgot to download it at some point. Thought that came default on Windows, but I guess not anymore. I guess they want you to download it now. Look at the general logic for Minesweeper. General logic for Minesweeper. Keep doing that. Push tile. Tile turns into one of 3 objects: a number, a blank square, or a bomb. Oh, well, I guess we could use mine. If mine is pushed, game ends. Else, game continues. Game can have anywhere from 1 to 99 mines. We might only do 10 mines first, because that one's the simplest one. We'll use 10 for simplicity. Two. Figure out logic for tiles to work. Tile, when pressed, needs to understand if it is a blank, a number, or a mine. Numbers should represent how many mines are next to that tile. That's how Minesweeper works. I'm actually just telling you how Minesweeper works anyway, but we gotta figure out how to do it in Godot. Seems simple enough. Blank squares should press all squares that are not bombs. Should press all squares that are blanks and all squares next to those blank squares. Because if it is blank, that means there is no bomb next to it. So blank should always hit the 8 squares around it when pressed. Okay. Blank squares should press all. Numbers should only press there. Numbers So I think that's about it. And again, binds in the game if pressed. 3. Need some form of click functionality. Focus entered. GUI input event. Emitted when the node receives an input event. There's a mouse entered and a mouse exited. Is there a mouse clicked? Because we need both left click and right click functionality. So we need left and right click functionality. So I guess we'll need the mouse entered in the area. And if mouse is entered, press button. Give it the ability to be pressed by with a left click or a right click. So let's go and get our inputs. We'll have a press and a flag. That's it. That's all we need. Now we could also set up something like a cursor if we really wanted to. Okay, so mouse entered. So we're gonna need that. We're gonna need a mouse entered. This one might only. This one might be able to be avoided. So mouse entered. If input event action, or is it just input? Input equals input event dot equals. I gotta remember what it is that I need. Is it just input? Hang on. I gotta remember which of the input events it is, because I don't remember it off the top of my head. Cool doc. Button.new. Understand that. Search help. What? There's all input event action. Can be created and modified. Input event action. Unlike the other input event subclass, which map to unique physical events, the virtual one is not emitted by the engine. This class is useful to emit actions manually with input parse input event, which are then received in node.input. To check if a physical event matches an action from input map, use input event dot is action. Okay, so we're going to want to use this one, input event dot is action. So I was wondering. event dot is that not? Does this not press? Underscore on pressed. No, I don't need to do that. I keep forgetting that this needs that in order to work. Cannot call non-static function is action on the class input event directly. Make an instance instead. Well, you just use input event mouse button then. Hang on. This one have like or not? Connection pressed. Press. Because it returns a void? Cannot return a value of call. No? Okay, so that's that dot. Interesting. Always an issue with these. Oops. Whoops. Forgot to mute that. Huh. Oh. Why is it any event that has the methods input.event is action? Mouse button identifier, one of the mouse button or button wheel constants. Set button value. I'm assuming 0 is left click and 1 is right click. Yeah, like a bunch more event stuff. Like it. Might have to use area in order to figure out stuff. I really need an input of it? I figure that I could just put this in here and it would work, but apparently not. Hey OW, how you doing? Just trying to. I'm just trying to figure out how mouse input is gonna work in Godot. Because mouse input is something I don't know how it works just yet. So I'm trying, like, maybe we could just do something even similar than this. So I technically named this one Minesweeper Project, but I might change the project name. Can I change the project name in here? I can. We're gonna try Tic-Tac-Toe. That one might be a little bit easier to do. Leave it at that for now. Okay. That one is at least a little bit easier to do. Still requires a button, I think. Can I? What in the world? Oh. Right. There we go. It's tempting Minesweeper, but Tic-Tac-Toe was easy. 3 frames. Blank. Should be able to do this, which is literally just a left click functionality. So, left click. 1 puts down X. Literally every other click puts down X or O. Okay. This should be a little bit easier to do. We just need 9 buttons. We just need 9 buttons to do Tic-Tac-Toe. Which can be as simple as literally putting in 10 button nodes. Then having them in a grid-like pattern. Actually, hang on. Let me check something real quick. Let me just delete these real quick. Don't do mass deletion. I can do mass deletion. Okay. Let me look at what's in Area 2D real quick. Is there a collision object Area 2D? What's in here? Area entered, area exited. Is there a mouse entered? Yes, there is a mouse entered. And a mouse exited. Well, that's good to know. Good to know that there's a mouse entered and exited. Like question. Actually, we may have to just use area 2Ds instead of using buttons. I don't know why I was trying to use buttons. Okay. So, how many of these how many areas do we need? Well, we need a couple of things. Let me get paint out to actually, like, do this right. Can I please have this open in dark? Okay, there we go. Makes that a little bit easier, because then we can just, flip-flop these two. And then, let's see here. So we all know that tic-tac-toe is the simple game of get 3 in a row. But, so I need to, so how many ways can we win tic-tac-toe? There's 3, 4, 3, 6, 8. There's 8 different ways to win in tic-tac-toe. The 2 diagonals, and then, yeah, so there's that many. Okay, that's all I needed to know. Okay. Wondering what I can do with. Let's see how collisions work here. A collision node. Collision object. No. I need the collision shape. Is collision shape the only thing that works here? And then could use rectangles. Now the question is, can I make more of these? No. I'll easily be able to get to tell if 3 in a row were up, down, left, or right. That's not going to be an issue. At least I don't think it's going to be an issue. The earliest that someone could win is on the 5th click, so we don't need to really be checking to see if 3 of the let's get the logic. Let's get the logic working real quick before we do anything else. Let me get the logic working before we do anything. Actually, can I just add more collision shapes? I think I can. I think we can just add more collision shapes and it'll work. So we might. Yep, we can just add more collision shapes. That makes this a little bit easier. Makes this really easy. So all we gotta do is literally, okay, this will be a little bit, this will just require a little bit of setup. That require a lot of collision shapes. Well, actually. Yeah, no, it's going to require a lot of collision shapes. So, let's go ahead and get a couple of these done. So, continue just adding collision shapes to these. Okay. So that's 3 collisions. Technically, we can add the diagonals this way. The diagonals can easily be added this way, but I think adding the collisions as this would actually, which means we can just now just copy and paste this and then move everything around. So let's just do that. Let's move things around. That's just one of them. This one should have like 5 if I remember correctly. Hang on. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and... Actually, let's do this. Okay. It's gonna be the hard one because I can actually just turn these off, luckily, so I can see which ones I haven't done yet. Oh, why did you... Oh, I hate it when it does that. Pull out. No, you need to be one of those. Oh my god. Love it when it does that. Okay, let's do this. Pull 4, 3, pull 2, and then pull 1. Okay. Although technically all these are going to have the same logic, so they may just be able to be one file node of a different type of node, but we'll see. Okay. All right, let's move that out. I think I can technically group these. Can I group these? Okay. Okay. And then we do down. Oh, great. Where is it? There it is. And we've got one more. Just the diagonal. Okay, which is the other diagonal. Okay, so that's that's that. So so the question is, oh, I should have made the logic for these first before copying and pasting them. You know what? Let's do that. Let's just let's just make them all invisible. Oh, that okay. Good to know. Just make all these invisible so I can actually see this. Okay, I need to attach a script. Create. So, node. Thank you. Gonna have a mouse entered event, which is or mouse of entered signal. So, Collision object 2D won't cause that the signal to emit. Know that when moving between different shapes within a single collision object 2D won't cause that signal to be emitted. Okay. So what's this? Maybe when an input event occurs requires input pickle to be true. Okay. Maybe when a mouse pointer enters any of this object shape or moves from one shape to another. The child index of the newly entered shape 2D requires input pickable to be true. Okay. So it is input pickable. Might be another bit of an issue here when it comes to this, because I need to effectively get I may not need any signals for this. Well, actually, I do need a signal to know if a mouse has entered the location. And when mouse pointer enters any of the object shapes requires input pickable to be true. Connect. So if this returns true, so pretty much if on mouse entered, let's see here. True. True. Unexpected if in class body? Okay. Oh, right, we need a function. We need to do a function of some kind. Right. Func. Clicked. Pass for now. So... When an input event occurs, requires input pickable to be true, and at least one collision layer bit to be set. See input event for details. Let's see here. No, that's not gonna. That's not gonna get what we want. Disconnect. I need a signal. Oh, actually, what we can do is when this happens, we don't pass anything, but what we do is we set a, let's get a count. Int count equals 0. Actually, let's get a bool. We'll be back. Oh, it's far. Alrighty, we're back. I actually just remembered what we can do here. Var. Can click equals. By default, it equals false. And we should always have that default to false. And then we just set can click equals true. True. Okay. I'm actually doing this wrong. I actually need the board set up first. I should get the board set up first before we do anything else. So let me rename this to board. Well, I actually need 9 separate board pieces. So let me yeah. So what I'm actually going to do is yeah, let me do this. Let me go through this and okay, this is going to probably overcomplicating this, but this probably will be our best bet. So, delete all of those. Delete all of that. We don't need it. I need to know when this node is entered and exited. Connect. Because if they are entered or they can go up here. Exited, they can equals false. Ooh. I don't know. I don't remember if void actually needs to happen or not, but I think I need an exported I think I need a count variable that's being exported and can be changed. Bar count equals 0. Now the question is, can I do count plus plus? Oh, right, we have to export it. Hang on, I forgot. We have to export that. Export. Okay. Now we should be able to edit this. If count. Let me import count here. Import. Because I need a global number. Let's C#. Export projects, export packs. That's just exporting in general. Kind of at the moment where I was kind of hoping that this right here would just allow us to reference this number and edit it. But I don't know how to do that in Godot script. Export projects. As example, number 5 will be saved and visible in the property editor. Export variable must be initialized with constant expression or have a typical specific in the variable. How do we edit these? Kind of want. I need global variables. Global variables. Might be one of those things where it might all have to just be done in here, but this is supposed to be a child of this. Very confused here. Just thinking that I could get the count of the object divided by 2. Equals. Technically what we could do is we could bitwise it to shift it left to right, and then if it's equal to the same number, we can, we know it was even. Could do that. Could bitwise shift it left then right, and then figure out if it was. No, it would need to be modulo. Modulo was what? It's the percentile? That's modulo? Equals 0? I hate that. Pass for now so I can see if this is done, if this is correct. Count not declared in current scope. That's what I thought. Can I? What if I do this? Can I do like ref? No. Making a reference variable. Good-o. Oh. I'm just dumb. Okay, so we just go back to this. Oh, okay, so it is just an area 2B thing. Okay, just take this. Okay. What do we need to do? Our node must have a script with an income variable. Income? So this needs to be income? Okay. Well, let's have this exported anyway, because we're gonna need to know what that's gonna look like. We do get dot node. Right? Okay, underscore node. Node path would just be node. Root. That'll work. Dot. Ow. Okay, hang on. Let me do this. Okay, so if we just do, oh, this should just be get parent. Get parent. Dot. Looking through these, I'm just trying to figure out what it is that I need to do. This is the main thing that's actually going to keep me from doing this, because I need to know, I need a variable node to get this done. I just don't get, which is kind of annoying. Get parent. What did I name it? Count? Okay, that works. We don't have a frame ID just yet, so we'll just pass for now. Else. If I do this right, else pass. And then we do, at the end, we do get underscore parent count plus plus. Not plus plus. I keep forgetting that it's plus equals. Okay. And then that's it. Since we don't have the other stuff, and can underscore click. Do I need anything else? Can I just put that in there? Impulsive doesn't exist in this format. Got it. We just want can click. Okay. So we don't need this because it's a bool. That's a bool value, so we don't need that. This one would set to X, and this one would set to 0. So this one would set frame 2, and this one would set frame 3. And then all the other ones, need to check to see. Technically, can I set it up to where we create an object, like an enemy object, that counts how many of a specific object entered a space? I'll probably do that. Maybe. So let's see if just this works, which we can easily do by debugging the scene. Select current. Save. Oh, right, I don't have a way of seeing it. Yes. I just realized I don't have a way of seeing this collision object. I need a way of seeing that collision object, so we need to give it a sprite of some kind. Let's just give it a simple sprite. New sprite. Make it a black background for now. Kind of big. I did not mean to make it that big. We're just gonna make it 16. Makes it easy. There we go. Black square. That's all we're gonna take for now. So we're gonna export this. Just export as a PNG, please. And then we're going to not attach a script. I need to attach another node. Attach child node. I need node. I need a sprite 2D node. Actually, I technically need animated sprite 2D node, but just for simplicity's sake, I want to know if my logic is working as intended. So texture load. Would help if I remembered where I saved that. Okay, where is it? There. Steam library, Steam apps, common, a sprite. I think it's this one. Yeah, it's that one. Open. I just want to shove it right there so that I can see where it is. Play. Let's hope and pray this doesn't break. Okay, now we just go to our debugger. Monitors. Actually, where is it? Where is the... I wanted to know if that worked. Well, actually, the only way I'm going to know if that worked is if I do this. Console.writeline. Is it print? Is it just print? Print. Okay. X. Print. O. Oh, I don't have the clicking functionality. I need that. Kinda would help. We're just making some, I'm trying to make tic-tac-toe in here, so I'm trying to figure out the logic behind it. I need, what do I need? I need... And this one's going to be using clicking functionality, which is something that I haven't tried yet. Where's input event? I do not know a lot of coding. All I know is print equals text. Depending on coding language, it could be print is text or something else. Generally, I was so used to console.writeLine or console.writeNewLine, which is C#. C# uses console.writeLine because you write to the console. Print should automatically write to the console, I hope. It's not that. I need. Okay, let me do something real quick. Let me pull up. Let me save this. Quit to project list. Save and quit. I'm gonna open up. Open up an old project real quick because I need a little bit of a refresher on how inputs work. Because inputs are sometimes hard to figure out. Okay. You are what I need. So variable input equals input.get action strength. Why do they use get action strength? Still do not understand that one. Why did I use that again? Okay, so I just need to make it a variable, it would seem. Like playing around in Godot. That's technically what I'm doing right now is I'm just playing around in it. I'm just looking to see how to get mouse input working, because if I can figure out how to get mouse input working, we can actually start working on things like GUIs and all that other stuff, and I just want to make sure that I'm actually doing that correctly, at least in one specific way. I don't think this is actually going to work how I think it's going to. This might also take me a long time to actually figure this out. Okay, for my other, I thought I was about to break something. Parse error. Cannot call non-static function is action on the class input event directly. Okay, so input equals var bar input equals input and dot is action. I'm literally just going to do that because that's really the only one we need. I was actually originally going to make Minesweeper and it just didn't work. So it just did not do anything. Cannot call a non-static function is action. Not found the base GD script native class. Did I do that one wrong? Must have done that wrong. What was it again? Oh, it's just input, not input. Why do I keep thinking it's input event? It's just input, not input event. Oh my god. It's just input, not input event. Sometimes I wonder if I actually know what I'm doing, and half the time I don't. It's just input. Pressed. Actually, we're going to do just pressed. Glad to know I'm not the only one here that is bad at coding. No, I'm not. I've never been really good at coding. Coding is... You get better at it by using it, and I haven't used it in a while, so I'm trying to remember everything. Does this work? Does this work as intended? Local variable input is declared but never used in the block. Of course it's not. What is input? Is input a true or false statement? Input seems to be a true or false statement. Based off of the way that that's working, that seems to be a true or false statement. I need something else to get this working, to keep this working as intended. It's not this. It can't be that. Well, actually. Can we... Wait a minute. Don't need the variable. That's not working. need this to error at some point. I need to try to get this to error. Because something's not working as intended, and I'm not 100% certain what's not working as intended. And it's likely the logic that's not working as intended. Maybe a button would probably be the better option than trying to use an area 2D node. So this one is on pressed. Let me detach. Let me delete. See if we can maybe do this with buttons instead. Buttons might actually be just a little bit easier to make this work. Which loads this? Buttons have a on pressed or a pressed function. Button press state and toggle mode is active. Use toggle. We can technically put an icon in this. Can have an icon. The button stays pressed when moving the cursor outside the button while pressing it. Button stays pressed when moving the cursor. Okay. So. It's an outline. Was hoping that we could actually change the icon. Actually, we can actually, now that I think about it. Text is present. Icon will replace before text. Excuse me. When pressed, change. Okay, so this unique path to this resource, if it has been saved to disk, the value will be its file space. The resource exclusive contained within a scene. The value will be packed scene file path followed by a unique identifier. Saying this property manually may fail if a resource with the same path has already been previously loaded. If necessary, use take over path. Hmm. You make it flat. Huh. I think the buttons would probably work better for Minesweeper, but then we would need like 3 different buttons. Well, technically we need 3 different buttons and an entire layout that just randomizes the buttons. And then each button we need to know what button's next to it. A lot harder than I thought. For tic-tac-toe, you would need 3 buttons, and you would need to know if when 3 of the buttons are pressed, if player 1 was the one that pushed those buttons, or if player 2 was the ones that pushed those buttons. And if there are 3 in a row, might just literally be we have 9 buttons. I mean, we could easily do like a button-based tic-tac-toe instead, which can actually work really well. I just need to figure out how to get what do I need? I need a way of counting when a button is pressed by player 1 and when a button is pressed by player 2. And each one of those needs a specific node line that will dictate if that count increases to 3. And then when that does, reset. Or if all buttons are pressed and no one wins, we reset. Does this mean we just need 9 buttons and they all can just be pressed? I think we could have 9 buttons on top of each other. And each button is... We could actually have, like... Actually, we might be able to do it with button groups. How many button groups can we have with one button? New button group. Maybe not. Maybe thinking that we could probably do button groups, but the issue is that the center button needs like 8 button groups. It needs 8 different button groups, which means it needs 8 different buttons. That'd be a lot of buttons. Could be as simple as when a button is pressed, all the buttons turn off and another set of buttons turn on. That would mean we need like a crap ton of buttons, and I really don't feel like doing it that way. There's got to be an easier way to do this. 9 buttons is probably going to be our first step, so let's go ahead and just get 9 buttons. God damn it. You know what? I should just copy and paste the button that we already have, because it'll make things easier. Let me not make it flat so I can actually see where the edge is. Turn flat off. Okay. 9 buttons. And I figure out how the fuck we're gonna actually get all of them to work. I want to see if we can do this with buttons. Since buttons can have their own icon, can their icons be changed when they're pressed? Expand icon. Button's icon will expand size string to fit the button's size while keeping its aspect ratio. Button's disabled state can't be clicked or toggled. Button is in a toggle mode, makes the button flip state between pressed and unpressed each time. Okay. We have 9 buttons that can easily be pressed, but they... Guess what we could do is that if pressed, disable the button. When button is pressed, disable button. Get rid of the icon, what happens? Besides it shrinking. Very tiny. A lot harder than I thought it was going to be. A lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be. Would have never guessed that something like tic-tac-toe would be actually really difficult to program. curious if there was any examples of like tic-tac-toe or not. Guess not. My project did the same thing again, where it's like 1920 by 1080 for some godforsaken reason. Why is this so large again? Shrink down, please. More rigid, manageable size. Why is this? What is it? What's the... I need aspect ratios again. What, 720 by 1080, I think is what it is. No. God. Heaven forbid I accidentally make that too big. Okay. Sometimes you just don't get anywhere in a project because you're just trying to think how to get it to function. Need to start working on these off stream instead of just working on them on stream only. Honestly surprised at how difficult it is to actually think of how this works. Although I will say Godot may not be the correct engine to do it into. Godot really doesn't probably would be better to do something like do this in like HTML or JavaScript or something like that instead of trying to do this in Godot. Yeah, those might be better in those types of environments. Or even technically, C# would actually be a better option than Godot. Not gonna lie. C# might actually be just a better option than Godot. Godot's not necessarily best to make games like the one I'm trying to think of, and I'm trying to shoehorn it to work, and I'm going around thinking of how it might work, and it may just not work. Which is something that, you know, it's a limitation of the software, of the engine. So sometimes you just can't get something to work as you would intend it to. So let me try something that I know for certain will likely work or will work. Let's detach. Let's close all those. So let's go and get a new scene. Let's go ahead and get a player node. Let's go ahead and get some let's get something on the board. Let's see if we can't make something like let's do a character body. I believe this needs a collision node. And we need a collision shape. Okay. Well, actually, the collision node does not need to move. Add child. Sprite. Load just the basic square. Shrink the collision node to be just right. There we go. But yeah, sometimes you just can't get something to work inside of a engine that is technically not built to do it. Godot script is just probably not built to, not that, we need to attach a script. Not good. I might need to go into scripts and... Oh boy. Go ahead and just remove these scripts real quick and remove that because we really do not need it. I'm going to remove that too. Okay, let's go ahead and attach a script. Basic movement. Create. Okay, so we have a basic movement script, which works. At least it should. And then what we can do... Oh, right, we need to save this. Save. Pull that scene in. Okay. We run this. Select current scene. And, yeah, as expected, because we have gravity. Gravity exists. Technically, the only thing we would want to do is we would want to add a child node, and we would want to add something like a tile map layer. New tile set. Right now, pull this in for now so that I can figure out how this is going to work. Okay, we'll be back. Okay, welcome back, everyone. Let's at least get this somewhat working. Just try to, get it, as intended. Okay. I know the player's, one color. Of course we fall right through it. Why won't we fall right through it? Collision. It's that collision setup. Is that it? What is it? How do I set up collision again? Okay, so how do I set up collision again? I haven't used it since the new tile map setup, so I actually do not know how one sets collision for these now. This one? Physics. Collision enabled. Okay. It's almost as if, like, all of a sudden... Enable or disable collision. Well, collision should be... Oh, is it because I'm going right through it? Is it because I'm moving too fast? Is that what's happening? I'm moving too fast, so I'm going right through it? That might be it. Am I going too fast? No, I'm just going right through it. This can be for moving tile map layers, i.e. moving platforms. No. Show or hide the tile maps, collision shapes. For show. I don't know why you keep going right through that. It's really starting to make me wonder. Aha. This it? Terrains. Miscellaneous. Rendering. Animation. No? Is this... I gotta figure out how tile sets work again. Because they have changed it. Margins, separation. I gotta look up how tile maps work again, because tile maps have changed. Actually, we just go to Godot. Do this. I'll make this easier. Quadrant size. Quadrant is a group of tiles to be drawn. I'm wondering what's changed. Because for some odd reason, this is not. Nope. There was something in here that allowed me to edit this specifically, but I don't see it anymore. I don't see where it is. Working again. Tile map shouldn't need a so collision is enabled, which means I shouldn't be passing through it, but yet I'm passing right through it. So what is going on? What is happening? Well, I can't search in here. Hmm. We have to look up time. We have to actually go to the online doc to figure out what's going on here. I'm looking to see what's going on here because I'm trying to figure out what happened. Physics layer? That was the issue, is that I don't have a physics layer? Oh. Might help if I actually had some of the map layer up. Nope, still go right through it. Oh, okay, so I did need that, so I can go to setup. Physics layer. Okay, that's the issue that I was having. Oops. There we go. Okay, now it should have physics. Yay! Oh, right, because it's set up to be something completely different. Off the edge we go. Okay, finally got that working again. Sometimes just trying to get... I mean, this is just like the simplest thing we could do, too. I mean, a little bit of a lag spike going on in this. That's weird. I need to clamp the, need to clamp. We need to clamp. Clamp. Hang on. This would probably be best if I look this up on the other, oh, right, I keep forgetting that I have that up. On this one. My test project. Just make sure I'm doing this right. Sometimes I may not be doing this right. Okay, so position, we just need to make this position. Quick project. Okay. Ugh. It's just position. Oh, we don't have screen size in here just yet. I would need screen size, which we don't have yet. Input is declared. Oh, it's direction, not input. Oh, direction. Move speed is just speed. Oh. Got it. Technically, we just need this on the X position. Nothing else, just the X position. See if this works. Yes, it does. Yay! The screen clamp works as intended. Probably set that to 0, but I think 16 is probably as good as we're gonna get. Okay. Could set up a collision, and then what we could do is we could set up a game where we just fire stuff, and if you get hit by it, you reset. Game resets. Probably we need to do like something like a random object movement. From the honestly, just having projectiles firing would just be probably a good idea. Although today I wasn't really planning on doing this for very long, and we've already gotten 2.5 hours. Today I got a little busy. I got a little bit of other stuff I gotta do, but we've at least got something going, and I might actually see if we can't. I can't do more with this. I'll see what I can do over the weekend. We'll see what we can get, and I'll keep everybody posted on like Discord and Blue Sky and maybe Twitter. Probably not Twitter, but I'll be keeping everyone posted on those two, seeing what I can do with this. We'll definitely be changing the colors around, but I need it to just proof of concept kind of situation. So anyway, let me go ahead and see. I highly doubt there's anybody to raid. I usually don't end stream this early, so I highly doubt there's anybody to raid. I normally would. Actually, Draz just looks like that he started back up another Kaizo Ironmon. He must have died recently. So I believe I rated him yesterday, but we're gonna go ahead and rate him today again. So yeah. Sounds like a plan. Yep. Well, we'll have we'll rate Traz since he's doing a Kaizo Ironmon and he's pivoting at the moment. So yep, there we go. I will see you guys later.